Hello, everybody, and welcome to Interesting AF. Spoiler alert, I'm about to curse, so we're interesting as fuck. And I am so psyched for this because we have an update to an episode from last season. And we said we were going to do a part 2, but this is 6 Degrees of Elaine part 2. And we are going to go through all the fun people that Elaine has met randomly, which, by the way, I get text this, and I'm not a person that feels like I'm not a jealous person, but I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, how?
My head's just constantly on a swivel, man.
Like, you're just like, what?
Constantly.
And we also have a fun Linda update at the end.
Yes.
So,
also, happy Project Hail Mary Day, everybody.
To everybody who celebrates.
Linda and I are going right after this to see the movie. I am so excited. I read this book. Oh my God, is it almost 2 years ago already? And I'm literally in a fucking themed shirt. I'm in a sparkle denim jacket that looks like stars. Like, I'm nerding the fuck out for this, like, so hard.
I don't have that. I don't have that. I have to finish the last 100 pages.
You got this.
This book before we go. I totally got this. And I am super excited.
Yes. So just had to kick it off with that.
Lovely.
But fortunately for both of us, Ryan Gosling is not on either of our lists as ever having met. But
I think unfortunately. That would have been such a great one. Ryan Gosling, just FYI, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but you should, we are loving this press junket. I think, you are on fire.
I pointed out to Linda, I'm loving the, slightly disheveled, sexy 80s professor look you've got going on with the collared shirt and the 80s cardigan everywhere. It's killing it. I love Eva Mendes coming out a couple times with it too. I love them together. She looks as good as ever. They both do. So killing it.
They're just so cute together. It's obvious. So much. And it's obvious they don't need to prove shit. You know what I mean? That's how you know. That's how you know it's good.
I love it.
And then I will say this though. Before we jump into the 6 Degrees, he is one of the people that I'd love to go have a drink with.
100%.
And I told this to Elaine. Oh, he'd be so hilarious. The drunker you'd get, the funnier and sillier it would get. And you would just, you'd have those good times that you would wake up even with a hangover and you're like, fuck, that was worth it. You would be like, yes. And then the other people, but they only have to be together. And I feel like this is going to be a good segue, would be George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Those are the two people, but they'd have to be together. I don't want them apart.
No.
I want them together. And if Matt Damon wants to join them, fair, but those two together or no dice.
It would have to be Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, if we're talking about duos. Also, Matt Damon played The Martian, so good Andy Weir tie-in here. And also, it is a good segue because, God, not 5-6 weeks after we posted y'all should see Linda right now. Her hand is over her forehead, total what the fuck.
I think you have a radar, you have a beaming, a beacon for them or something.
I don't know what it is, but again, my head is just constantly on a swivel, especially in big cities like New York and London and, even DC. It's just big cities attract people. But so about 5 weeks after we posted this, my husband and I went to London for what turned out to be our last ever Bob Weir show from the Grateful Dead. He announced he was playing at Royal Albert Hall We had not bought tickets when they went on sale. My husband went on the website. It was completely sold out, except for he goes into the website. There are 2 seats, and we were free that weekend. And so he booked 2 tickets for us to go see Bob Weir and the Wolf Brothers at Royal Albert Hall, which was just so epic. And I'm so glad we went, especially now that since in January we lost Bob Weir, which felt like we lost a family member in our household. It was very upsetting, but I digress. So we planned
Because
this like
also, let's just be clear, Elaine's husband is elite for this. Just let's
yeah, like
good job. Good job, dude.
I'm usually the one that's like, so I did something and now we have to
and we have to fund childcare.
And so for him to do it, I was like, oh fuck yeah, it's on, man. So we go to London for a long weekend. It was fucking fantastic. London is so great. We had seen on Instagram this lobster Wellington dish. You know, everyone's heard of beef Wellington, and I fucking love beef Wellington. Like, my husband makes it every Christmas. That's like my Christmas Day dinner request. We open like a really nice bottle of red wine. He makes beef Wellington. It is like just so good. But we saw this lobster Wellington all over Instagram, and it's at Claridge's in London. And we're like, let's fucking go. Like, part of this trip was, so last time we were there, it was around a marathon. We had our son with us. So this was more like an adult, like we were going to do more adult things this time around. And it was great. So one of the things we wanted to do was like, we wanted to go get fun cocktails at all of like the 5-star, like big historic, famous, old hotel lobbies in London, right? Like, it's just one of the fun things you can do. Claridge's is one of them, where a lot of celebrities stay. And this lobster Wellington is at Claridge's. So we go, we're so excited for this meal. And we're sitting there. And I say to my husband, I said, keep your eyes peeled, because this is absolutely the type of place where celebrities stay. And like, you're kind of looking around, and there are people who just kind of like have an air about them where I'm like, I can't tell if that's a celebrity or like some type of music producer. Like, these people just clearly have way more fucking money than we do. Like, we're just kind of like playing like we belong there because we just want this fucking lobster Wellington.
Lobster Wellington.
But like, under no circumstances otherwise should we have been in that fucking hotel. But anyway, so I'm barely done saying to him, keep your eyes peeled. This is the perfect place for a celebrity sighting. And he looks over my shoulder and he goes, you mean like that one? And he didn't point, but like, we turn around and it is like the celebrity, the T, capital T, capital H, capital E.
The
fucking Brad Pitt is sitting on my fucking
and
shoulder.
I would like, I don't know how long it took Elaine to like message me to be like, you know what?
Not long.
I'm gonna go back and I'm be like, because dinner probably was like early 5, 6-ish, and I'm like, like and I was like, what? Like, I just remember going, what?
It should be
somewhere
around like, it should probably be around somewhere like 2 p.m. for you, because London being 5 hours ahead, and you know, we're usually early eaters, but most of those places don't open. Like, they won't let you make a reservation until like 7, right?
Yeah. It's also Europe. Come on now.
Exactly. Like, we're like, what do you mean the bar is not open for us to just sit at? And we're like, we don't have a bar for you to just sit at and eat. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah. So like, the fucking celebrity of all celebrities, outside of maybe George Clooney or like Julia fucking Roberts, who may or may not also be on my list. That one just remembered that one. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He was in London staying at Claridge's, which I did not realize at the time is like his place where he stays. It's like all of the famous pictures
okay,
from back in the day are there. Like, that's his place in London to stay. He was there doing his press junket for the F1 movie last summer. is why he was there. And we were like, I don't know. We didn't see that movie. We're not F1 people. I heard it's fantastic. We'll get to it at some point. But like, it was so funny because I literally was barely finished with the sentence. And he's like, you mean like that celebrity? And we're like, Jesus fucking Christ.
She literally texted me, I think the second it happened, because she was like, you will not even, are you sitting down? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, what do you, I was like, then I was like, wait, I'm driving, but I'm sitting down. And then she tells me, and I was like, fuck you, what? That was the exact, and you literally sent it to me at 2:18 p.m., meaning you would just,
we would have sat down at 2 p.m.
yeah, exactly.
And like I think we ordered our bottle of wine, probably had a couple sips. They start
you have a glass of champagne in the picture.
Yeah. There you go. You got it. You got it as breaking as possible. You get all of them.
Because I mean, I live for this because I want Elaine to see all the famous people, because then I can be like 7 degrees of
who I need to get off my list is Kevin Bacon, and tell him like, dude,
oh yeah, because
we play this game. We play this game.
Oh my god, we should fucking tag the dude. They're pretty good at their social medias.
I used to be so good at that game. Like when I was younger, there were a couple of like my girlfriends and I mean, I'm talking like we were in elementary school when we started this, and then into middle school.
Yeah.
We always got together for like movie nights, and we would start playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and we got really, really good. I think it's part of the reason why like I know and recognize so many celebrities, because we would go out of our way to learn who a lot of these people were, because we all wanted to be, because we were all trying to outdo each other in this game.
Yeah.
Like, we would show up to school and we'd be, at lunchtime, we would throw out like Robert Duvall or Glenn Close, or like just like throw out a random name.
Yeah.
And on the spot, you would have to get it, 6 degrees or less back to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
And so we should tag him. Be like, dude, this has been the game of my life.
You're like,
I don't. On that list.
I will interject here because of the Brad Pitt story, because I think one of my issues is that I don't pay attention, right? And I'm sure. So Elaine had said like in the earlier episode, and if it's in season 1, but one of my things is that I don't think I pay attention. Like I walk around like DC, like I'm a nerd, like, and yes, Elaine's a nerd also, but she's a nerd about multiple things. And I think I like notice like politicians.
Yeah.
As opposed to like famous people in that sense, but you notice everybody. I think I just like go out like, and so case in point of my little story that I'm going to share, because now that I think paying more attention to else, I'm walking out of a restaurant in DC after lunch with a friend of mine, and all of a sudden I hear a voice, and like I had fully passed this table, but I just hear the person's voice, and I jerk my head up like a real idiot. And the person had figured out that I jerked my head because of their name, so much so that they stopped talking. Like they had to stop talking because they noted, like it was just so, God, can I just be normal? Can I just be normal?
That was perfectly normal. You're fine.
And then I like snap up, I see him, and I'm like, oh, that's Jack Taper from CNN. And so then like the good thing is I didn't like whip around too much afterwards. Like I like talked to my friend and like walked away and like didn't do a thing. But like that was maybe I should be paying more attention to my surroundings. Yeah.
There you go.
But that was my little story of, I think this is teaching me to pay more attention and look at life. Just live life.
Well, but sometimes
yes to living life. Yes to staying in more.
Sometimes it's like it can be distracting though, but it like because my head's especially on a swivel in a city like New York City.
Yeah.
And most of my celebrity sightings happen there. Like most of the people I have on my list for this time around have happened there. Some of them in DC, just because like it's a city that attracts people. Like, you know, Jane Fonda is like a normal person to see in Washington, D.C., especially if you spend time up in any of the Senate office buildings, which I did. I worked on the Hill. I interned on the Hill. I was a Senate doorkeeper at one time, which was like my favorite job I've ever had. And when I had that job, like I met Ashley Judd and Paul Simon and Bono and, you know, and if you consider politicians celebrities, which they do have an element of celebrity to them, of course, because they're on the news and they're around for a long time. But like Ted Kennedy was still alive when I was a Senate doorkeeper. So like that ages me one quite a bit. But you
No,
know.
it doesn't. That's what facelifts are for.
But yeah, so like in DC we get quite a few celebrities as well. I'm just really upset that I didn't see the Fab Five anywhere while they were filming this last season of Queer Eye.
Weren't they in Virginia?
They
Or were they
lived
in
in
DC,
Virginia.
Okay.
They lived in Alexandria. Like the house they were in was in Alexandria. Most of like the salons and stuff they went to were in Alexandria. But like the season, this last 10th season, was DC. So like some of the people that they made over are in DC.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they were in Alexandria.
So I think this is super exciting, but Elaine and I are going to be walking a half marathon in New York shortly.
Yes!
And I'm hoping there's going to be some famous people doing it. I'm hoping.
I know.
There's got to be.
I'm trying to think if I mean, I was so because I walked it, but I'm trying to think if I don't think there were any celebrity sightings during the marathon. One, because I would have been too slow, and two, I started at the back of the pack, and three, I was just like delirious, like even starting halfway through. You're up so early. I mean, we were up at like 3 a.m. You have to be over the bridge.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't start till 11. Like,
Yeah.
No.
But let's see. But yeah, that's my little pay attention to your surrounding story. And I think that'll happen to everybody. But again, as we said in our first episode, be cool. Because as to Elaine's story, even as I was looking back on the text, she told me like people tried to bother Mr. Pitt while he was having dinner. Be cool, baby. Be cool.
Be cool. Act like you've been there before. Like just you can be internally freaking out. We totally like snuck our, you know, take a picture of me, even though like I'm clearly not even in the frame because we're
like in the date night movie, like with Will I Am.
Like that was exactly what I will say though. So like this, it was so funny. I could like see this one guy like working up the courage, and his whole table was like, "Dude, don't do it." He wasn't like drunk or anything. He was just like, "Oh my god, it's Brad Pitt! Oh my god!"
Well, oh come on, you're freaking out. It's Brad Pitt.
Of course, like we're all sitting there having dinner or drinks. It's in the beautiful lobby restaurant. Like it was fantastic, but it's like everyone's kind of staring. Of course, like act like you fucking been there, bro. And this guy didn't get past our table, which there was probably 10 feet between our table and Brad Pitt's table, but there were no tables between us. So we were like the table next to where he was. And like some wait staff swooped right in and was like, don't even fucking think about it. It was so good. And Brad Pitt has had his back to this, so he didn't even see it. But what I will say is the second that man, which by the way, so sexy. Like Brad Pitt, always very attractive, but he's never been one where I've been like, oh, like he's not your Glenn Powell. Okay. Yeah. Like he's never been that for me. But dear God in heaven, he is as broad and brooding and beautiful in person.
I bet.
Which is, I think, rare, because a lot of times I think a lot of people are always really shocked at how like small, like just small, like whether it's not the big shoulders or short or however you want to describe that people in Hollywood can be. Brad Pitt was like, he had the broad shoulders. He's
like 6 feet, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he was statured, like just, and this was his like billowy shirt phase this past summer.
Yeah.
You know, fucking great. He had like a buzz cut. It was fantastic. But he walks out of the restaurant and he stood in that lobby for 15 minutes and took pictures with everyone that asked for one.
That's
Like,
fine. Don't bother the man while he's
exactly.
having his lobster Wellington.
Right. Right. And he was with his new beautiful like jewelry heiress girlfriend. She was stunning. That should be no
Is he still
surprise.
with her?
I have no idea. I actually haven't
Okay.
looked it up. But they were together when this happened. They were still together.
Yeah,
so this
yeah,
would have been like 9 months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I give him full credit. Like he was there doing his press junket. This was just him having dinner with. There were 4 people at the table, and then he walked out, and like I watched him the second he crossed that threshold into the lobby, like the registration lobby part, which, in those hotels are small. He's like, who wants pictures? Like, I mean, I was like, good for you, man. This is like, he didn't have to do that. He really didn't have to do that.
He didn't, but like, he was like, here's a space that I want to do this. And again, it's about boundaries. And again, celebrities are still fucking
They're still people. Like, they're just fucking people.
Like, be cool, baby. Be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
so that was a good one.
Don't be like me and say weird stories and then, be weird. But you can be weird because I think they've probably ran into weirder. But
and they're probably a little weird, right? Like,
probably they've got to be kind of. They've got to be weird.
Yeah, and you just have to like, just treat them like a person. Like it's perfectly fine to go up to somebody and be like, "Excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt." But like read the room, right?
Yeah.
Like on my last story I did with like Warren Haynes, who's my favorite fucking guitarist in the history of music. It was just the 4 of us in the restaurant. I waited till his kids left the table and I said, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but like, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to tell you we've met before. We have people in common. Also, I fucking love you.
Don't call the cops.
Right.
I'm not creepy.
I didn't ask for a picture. I just wanted to like let
say
him
hi.
Yeah. The right type of thing. So if you just treat him like a person, I think there's got to be some element of you wouldn't be a celebrity if you didn't love the attention a little bit, right? Like I'm not saying they deserve paparazzi type attention because those people talk about fucking blowing past boundaries, but like if in the appropriate setting, I'm sure they love to hear that you love their movies or their books or their music or whatever it is, but you just got to read the room, right? Like you can be internally freaking out or like afterwards, like there have been times where afterwards I will like, oh my God, when I met Joe Torre, I think I talked about this one on the last one.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, sorry.
Like, no, it's okay. I literally like walked out after meeting Joe Torre and like sat down and cried for a second.
I remember that. You met him at like a golf tournament, right?
I met him. We were in Arizona and like I was at like a board meeting and they were at the same hotel and he walked into the coffee shop and he was the only one. And I turned to my husband and was like, I'm fucking going in.
Yeah, no, I remember, but it was like a famous golf course. The hotel had a famous golf course. Why do I feel like there was a golf course involved?
We had just finished golfing.
There you go. I remember golf had been mentioned.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You are correct.
Yeah. So again, be cool. And I think this is a lot of like social anxiety that people have around talking to people, even that aren't celebrities. I think trust yourself in like how you're reading the situation. Because in a lot of ways, apart from like if you don't have like understanding of those things and there's neurodivergency in there, which there's, a thing of that, you can literally go, wait, this might not be the right thing to say. And this is me saying I'm a certified weirdo, right? Like I am an actual weirdo and I will say the weird thing, but I won't say the weirdest thing. How about that? Yeah.
And even if you did, like who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's true. Who gives a shit? But still, like, I mean, with celebrities, you're asking them for something.
And I think what's like what's not weird or interesting is like, I'm sure something they understand is like, we feel like we know them because we look up their stories, we know their characters, like it's not just the people they play, but like then their whole lives become public. So we know about their relationships. We know if they get sick. We know if they get hurt. And so it's like, it's weird. It's voyeuristic a little bit, right? But like we know stuff about their lives and they know nothing about us. And that's something to remember too, is like they may seem a little bit guarded because we're charging up to them being like, I love this and everything about you. And they're like, I don't fucking know who you are, which is totally fair.
And
Like,
yeah, it's
I'm
called
the one who's
parasocial. It's called parasocial relationships. So it has like a
okay.
term. And it's actually interesting because the Kardashians started this. So they started the
Hmm.
concept of like when social media really got big, and they got big around social media, right? And they started this like level of interaction with their audiences that was a lot more relationshipy. Like I'm talking to you. Like whenever they posted videos, they'd be like, "Do you know how? Do you know the people like that? All the influencers and stuff that they go, hey guys, who do you think started that? It was the
Oh, yeah,
Kardashians.
of course
The
they did.
Kardashians did all these videos that were like, "Hey guys, how are you? This is what I'm doing," and they brought people in. And I think the celebrity machine realized that this was a moneymaker, b a free PR, c kind of a way to get people more engaged in the content in a world that was going towards streaming, that was going towards different like revenue streams for a movie. And actually, Matt Damon, speaking of which, explains this very well. Like before streaming, when you released a movie, you would have the ticket theaters, and if that didn't do well, then you'd have the DVD or tape sales, and then the global like box office, and you could initially recoup your money, even if the original release didn't do well,
Yeah.
right? And so they a lot of, and that's why you see like less risk taking now in like
Mm,
movies. He said this and he beautifully like explained it, because he's like, now they're less likely to take risks because they're not going to make their money with streaming like they did with
yeah.
physical media. And I
Yeah.
think it's a confluence of a lot of things that come together, like Elaine, her hot take about Donald Trump's presidency, that it wouldn't have happened without the writer's
The writer's
strike.
strike.
100%. No way. That is not like that's like, how do you say it? That's fact, or there's a thing that the kids say. Like that's something. There's something that they
Bet?
say that's bad. Bet? Yeah.
Bet?
Anyway, bet.
Right.
Sure. Um, and I think it's a confluence of a lot of things, right? Like they don't make as much money. Social media is this free platform that they can use to get more engagement, more exciting. I mean, Project Hail Mary is doing this wonderfully, by the way, on social media. They are hyping up the movie in such a great way that is like done through social media. And so that's what I mean. Like we have this concept of parasocial relationships because it's basically how the celebrity PR machine has been pushing celebrities to do it, which
Yeah.
then engages in this whole, wait, I don't know you,
Right.
but it feels like we know them.
But it feels like we know them. Yeah. So that was a big one. That was a real big one. Um,
And I was amazed by that because
that
I
one,
yelled.
that one was pretty insane. A
Yeah.
lot of my other ones, so that's the most epic one, although I know we're waiting to close out with the one we both share. It did
Yep.
not happen at the same time.
It did
But a
not.
lot of my celebrity sightings happen in New York. So I'm just gonna run through like people I know I've seen there, like even just in passing if I haven't like stopped and talked to them. So I have seen Julia Roberts in person in New York. That was in 2017. She was stunning. Ugh. We were like, I was like getting off an elevator and she was in the elevator bank and it was one of those like like doubled, like I was not cool. I didn't say anything, but definitely did
No.
like a triple take to be like,
Yeah.
ugh, like what? Just like not who you expect to just like be passing you in an elevator
In
bank.
an elevator. Funny story. So I was really sad yesterday. Perimenopause, am I right? Like, I don't know why in the
Jesus
afternoon I was just
fucking
fucking
Christ.
sad all of a sudden. And I was like, you know what? I just need to cry about this. And my immediate cry movie is Stepmom with Julia
Oh
Roberts.
my good Lord in heaven.
Especially the scene at the end
No,
where
I don't
she, yeah,
wanna.
sorry, but the scene, one of the scenes at the end is the one that immediately makes me like, woof, and I cried and I let it out. So thank you, Julia Roberts,
Yeah, yeah.
for
I
that.
mean,
I
it's a good
might have,
one.
if I run into her, I might just immediately cry. Could be.
And she's gorgeous. Like she's just beautiful. Like
I
just
bet she is.
oh my God. Um recently, literally 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, Wanda Sykes. Saw Wanda
Really?
in New York. Yes.
I love Wanda.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I've seen Sean Hayes in the streets and David Allen Greer in the streets. Um,
You need a mic. You just like running around with a mic, be like, "Hey,
I need to be Billy in the streets. Like I
yes."
need Billy Eichner being like, "Do you know who this is?" Like I need to be Billy in the streets. Um, there's like I've been oh god, this was back in like 2003, so like original Daily Show. Like I went to a taping of the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, but that to me doesn't that's not like a celebrity run-in. That's like I booked tickets and went and saw that, right?
Yeah, but
Um
still.
but this was a good one. This was just over Christmas. And this is a big one for Linda and I. And I texted her in all caps because I was screaming. Uh, Joe Latrulio, who plays Charles Boyle in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I saw him outside of MoMA and was just like, Boyle! I just screamed Boyle in the streets. But he had his, and I don't even, if he didn't hear me, if he did hear me and just ignore
Who
me, I don't
the
give a shit. He did have headphones on though, but that was one where I like couldn't keep my mouth shut and just screamed Boyle because it's one of the greatest shows ever created. Like it's the inspiration for our shirts that we're going to be wearing during our walk. I just was like, oh, that just came out of my mouth. My husband was like, what are you screaming at? And I was like,
Boyle!
babe, it's Boyle. And I'm just getting him into that show. So like he knew what I was talking about, but I was like, I'm upset that you can't just scream references of that show at me right now. I was like, if we could do a humble high five, that would be great. But you didn't get that.
I couldn't possibly. Well, that's what our high five is going to be when we finish the race.
Sure is. Sure is. So yeah, there have been some good ones. This one, like kind of in the same sense of like, booked tickets for it, but didn't know who I was going to see. So when we were there over Christmas, we also love stand-up comedy shows. And so my husband, not having grown up near New York City, like we've been checking off some of the big like comedy places. Like we went to Caroline's years ago before it closed. R.I.P. Caroline's. We saw Tracy Morgan there, which was like incredible. This was like shortly after, like maybe a year and a half after his car accident that like literally killed him. Yeah, the truck that almost killed him. That was incredible. So we went to Caroline's. This time we saw this like it was like 4:30 in the afternoon, ladies only comedy like surprise pop-up show. And we're like,
Okay.
fuck yeah, let's buy tickets. And the next thing we know, we are sitting 4 feet from Amy Schumer on stage, just trying out shit. Like we were in the teeny tiny room of the Comedy Cellar, not the bigger room where they've got the stained glass window on the brick wall behind them because there are no windows in that basement. Like the tiny, like almost like tester room where at 4:30, she literally just brought up a piece of paper and was like, this is where I'm going to test some shit out with you guys. And I was like, this is the greatest fucking thing ever. And so for like 90 minutes, we just sat in there, which felt like a personal conversation with Amy Schumer. Her dad was in the room.
Oh, yeah.
It was it was hysterical. So that one's a little different only because like we had tickets, but we didn't know what we were
Yeah.
getting. And then we were like,
Yeah.
we got a big one. Like that's a
Yeah.
big fish, right?
Yeah.
So
And
that
she's
was
trying to
fun.
like come back, like really come back. So like you probably listen
Right.
to like the stuff, that's really like new and fresh.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
So that was a good one. And then yeah, I think we should talk about the one we have in common that also happened just in December, right? Like
And Elaine has to tell her story first because her
okay.
story influenced me to
Yes.
do what I did after, like right after.
So the Broadway show that I had been dying to see all year was Oh Mary. If you don't know about it, holy shit. By Cole Escola. It is 5 people. It's 90 minutes long. It's perfect. It's about Mary Todd Lincoln. Everything about the show is perfection. It is a fever dream. It is vulgar. It is so goddamn fucking funny. I can't, like, my face hurt. My husband was scream laughing. Like, I don't know the last time I heard him laugh that loud at a show, whether it be a TV, movie, like Broadway, like theater, whatever. It was so good and so, like irreverent comedy perfection. And what's been amazing about it is this show has attracted people, the biggest celebrities, and people who have never done theater before. So, like, Kumail Nanjiani played Mary's husband, as we will refer to him as the playbill does. And some of my favorite like comedians and like drag queens have all come. Everybody wants to play Mary. Simu Liu is playing
Right,
her husband right now. Um,
rightfully so, by the way.
yes.
Rightfully
And
so.
so,
And
yes.
I just a note about the play, I always hate, like, it's so rare when men can write women well.
Yes. And Cole
And
Escola, who wrote this, played Mary originally. And so it's been men and women who have played Mary. Titus Burgess has played Mary. They just announced Maya Rudolph, who has never done theater, is coming to play Mary. Jinx Monsoon, who is one of my favorite drag queens of all time, continues to come back and play Mary. But the Mary that I was most excited to hear be announced is the one that Linda and I went to go see, Jane Krakowski. Queen Jane,
I still get shiver. I
like
still get chills.
Queen Jane, another show that Linda and I bonded over, which we've talked about this before, not just Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but 30 Rock, one of the most well-written shows in the history of sitcoms.
Ever.
Jenna Maroney, Queen Jane Krakowski. And every time she said theater in like her Jenna Maroney voice as Mary Todd, I was just dying. Like we even got Me Want Food. Like she even got to like improvise and throw in some Jenna Maroney references.
Yeah.
And they're I just, and she's also perfect in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt that Titus Burgess was also in. Like this show is just attracting the most amazing people. John Cameron Mitchell is currently playing Mary until Maya Rudolph starts at the end of next month. Like it's, you get these like 8 to 10 week blocks. And I think what's making it fun is like, I would go back just to see Maya Rudolph as Mary. I would go back.
Exactly.
We also had Cheyenne Jackson, also from
Yes.
30 Rock, as
That,
Mary's
yeah,
teacher.
here's teacher.
That is how
That's
we were,
yeah, exactly.
Yep. Much away. But like,
So
I mean,
hot.
oh my God, gorgeous. He's never
Like,
looked better.
you see these people and you're like on TV, you're like, yeah, that's all, and you're like, holy fuck, dude, like like I can't handle it. Also, I was sitting like I'll tell my story, but I was sitting front row. And so
Yes.
I like was up in their faces or other
was,
places, but you know,
and the
I'm real
funniest
short.
part was, and you did the same thing. So my husband got the signature drink, which is called the Oopsie Daisy.
Daisy.
And you're
I got 2 shots.
Yes.
I got a double.
Yes. So did he. But you're drinking this drink, and then you find out about halfway through the show what
What
that
it
means.
means.
And like, you could see people as they're taking the sip almost spit the drink out because it was so goddamn funny.
So funny.
But man, this show was an 11 out of 10. I hope it wins all the Tonys, except for I did see Ragtime last week and cried for 2 of the 2.5 hours of the show. And the 3 main characters of that show deserve every fucking award. But so I hope those two.
So do you like speaking of the Tony
Yes.
Award rules, Jenna
Yes.
Maroney living theatrically in normal life. Do they it's the show already had debuted a long time ago, right?
Ragtime, yes, Ragtime they did in the 90s. This is a
No, but I mean Oh Mary, do they get on the thing again?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I think you know what? You might be
because he already won it. Because he already
last
won.
year they won everything. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think you're right.
But man, I would like to plug that no matter what, Elaine and I will go see it in DC because they're fucking doing it in fucking Ford's Theater.
100%.
My good God. My good God.
We have to.
I
don't even want to there's a line that we'll talk about after this because I don't want to give anything away, but the line that comes after that big moment, I screamed so loud. I was laughing so hard. And it wasn't just everyone just died, but fuck, that was that line.
That moment. Also, that moment was the moment where I went, everything I know about this play is a lie. You sit there going, what? Wait, what? What?
It's so funny.
And then the fever dream ending is just perfect.
Liza.
Yeah.
Serve face, serve.
Oh my God. So amazing.
I just my face hurt. I am absolutely on cloud 9. We leave, we walk out the theater and I just start marching. I just start walking. I'm laughing. We're just kind of reliving the show. And it's not until 10 minutes later that I realize I walked us 3 avenues in the wrong direction. I was like, well, shit. So we turn around and it actually worked out perfectly.
Oopsie daisy.
Fuck, well played. Oopsie daisy. So I turn around and I walk us back. And it actually ended up being perfect timing because as we walk back past the theater, Jane Krakowski is walking out to greet fans after the show. And so I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to meet Jane Krakowski. And I did. And she was lovely. And it was one of those things where I was like, oh my God, what line do I want to pick to say to her? And I went, this is when I was like, girl, be cool. And I was not. I said, you've probably heard this a million times, but shut up fives, a 10 is speaking. And I also blurted out oh, one of my best friends, her name is Kim. And so constantly I'm like, Kimberly, a word. She's in my phone as Kimberly, a word. Because it's just it's fucking hysterical. And
specifically the word talking.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was just, she was delightful. She's just adorable. We got our picture taken. She signed my playbill. And I was off and I was so happy. And then I turned around and Waiting for Godot was getting out. And so we didn't cross the street to see it, but from a distance, we saw Keanu Reeves as he was leaving Waiting for Godot, which both guys who played Bill and Ted were doing that show together for a limited time, which is fucking ridiculous. So tell us your story.
So my story is the following. The second I fucking see fucking Elaine with fucking Jane Krakowski, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. And I immediately look up tickets and I'm talking to my husband. I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to go watch Oh Mary. Her last show is January, whatever it was. I'm going to go that Sunday for the day. You can handle the kids, whatever. And he's like, let's think about this. And I was like, what do you mean thought? And he's like, aren't we going to Hershey's, Pennsylvania, right after Christmas? I was like, yeah. he's like, why don't you just go from there? And I was like, oh yeah, duh. Let me go see. Blah blah blah. There's tickets, whatever. And then I like happened to like tell a friend of mine who lives in New York, and she's like, you can use my apartment if you would like to stay. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I tell my husband, he's like, well, you can stay. We can go with you. And I was like, all right, cool. So immediately within the 2 days that Elaine showed me that picture, I had a front row ticket, everything booked to go to New York. And we literally arrived to New York an hour before the show. I like dropped them at the apartment, put on my just changed my driving clothes because we drove from Hershey's to New Jersey and then took the train, and then like took off my clothes, run, and it was really cool because where the apartment was, it was just like a stop, like a couple stops. So I get in, get off, get in my seat, and it's amazing. And then I go, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until she's out, try to like see her at least. I didn't expect to like meet her. I would have expected a sighting. And then like I see the line and I was standing somewhere and I was like, I think this is the wrong place to stand, whatever. So then I move and then I realize that I'm behind the line. So like there's always like these barriers, like where people like when an actor comes out, there's a barrier so people don't like crowd them or crush them. So what I realized is I was behind the people that were already in line to see her for a long time. And so she walks out and I'm like, be cool. Like these people were waiting and other people are waiting. And it feels like I jumped the line somehow. And I didn't want to do that. And she goes, and I'm just standing there like looking at her. And I'm like, she goes, hey, did I get you? And I'm like, oh my God, she's talking to me. I was like, yeah, like, no, I'm sorry. Like, and I like give her, like, I give her my playbill. She signs it. And I made a reference to the movie because I'm a dork. And I'm like, I paid attention. And she was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, oh my God. I can't tell anybody the reference because, it'll tell you tell you the movie, the play. And I was like, can I take a selfie with you? And she let me take a selfie with her. Like the picture of me is horrible, but she looks
No, it's
lovely.
not.
And that's all that matters. And then for like 3 blocks, I was aimlessly walking because she was so nice. She didn't need to like talk to me because I was behind the people in the front. She was so kind, so lovely. And I'm like walking on like thin air, like I'm walking on air, like walking back. I get lost. I don't know how to get back to the train line. And then I crossed the Brooklyn Bridge on my train. I was like, shit, I think this train jumped the station that I was supposed to get off at. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. And it was amazing. Jane, you are amazing. I'm sorry. I was so weird. I even like, this is how like mortified I was. I was like, does she have social media? Can I just like DM her? I know she won't look at it, but like her people will. And then my husband was like, be cool, baby. Damn. Like, be cool. Don't do that.
No, I think like I think you were just fine. She was lovely.
Lovely.
And now we both have a Jane Krakowski celebrity story.
We do. And I just, guys, follow your dreams. You too can see celebrities that are really like, cool if you pay attention.
Yeah, and especially in New York, like they're everywhere. Oh wait, I do have another New York one.
How mad am I going to be? Well, you didn't actually tell me. I thought you were going to bring up Vegas.
Who did I see in Vegas?
Dude.
Oh, duh. Yes, of course.
Okay, you've got to do it. Sorry, I know we should probably go, but you should talk the Vegas story.
I literally in my head, I had that one and I forgot to write it down.
I figured. I was like waiting for it. I was like, dude.
So I will, I'll do that one and then I'll end with the other one because I'm pretty sure I told you this one, but this is another good New York one.
Yep.
I have to go to CES every year. It's always a crazy week. Linda and I recorded our travel episode together from there before we danced our goddamn faces off that night.
So fucking Fun.
And I'm working our booth, and there's this like K-pop thing like not far from our station, because like I don't get to really walk the floor. It's a very busy week. But so the booth next to us has these lollipops that when you ate them, it would play music like through your teeth into your ear holes. Like it was wild. But one of the lollipops you could get was an Akon song. And I'm like, well, I want that one because like I fucking love Akon and every song he's ever been featured on or been on or whatever. And like 4 seconds later, Akon comes fucking walking past our booth. And I grab one of our coworkers and I'm like, it's fucking Akon. Like Akon just walked past our booth. Like, what the fuck is he doing here? And then of course it's because he's got the, like, I don't know, pay him money and they show up, I guess. But so the second time he walked past our booth, that's when I was like, he's got a bodyguard, but like no one's rushing him because like it's CES. It's a bunch of nerds. Nobody recognizes.
Yeah, like they don't know who Akon is.
No. So I walked up to him and I said, excuse me, like I'm a big fan. Do you mind if we just take a quick picture? So I grabbed that coworker because I know she's a fan too. And I was like, we're getting a picture with Akon, bitch, get in here. So we met Akon. He was just fine. He was very nice. I then spent 30 minutes in my hotel room trying to pick which song I was going to put up with the picture on Instagram because I couldn't pick. Like I was having a one-woman dance party in my fucking room, just listening to
that too. She was like, I don't know what's. She was like, wait to like. This is how it was. She was like, wait to see my story. It's just taking me too long to pick a song, and I'm like, what is this?
I forgot how, because like if you look up Akon, like it's not just so many songs. He's featured on so many songs. And I just was like, I was having a goddamn dance party by myself in the room, just listening to it. Was so fun. And so that was yes. Thank you for reminding me of that one. I was like, Vegas. And I was like, God damn it. I forgot to write that one down. Last year at CES, Steve Aoki walked past our booth as he was going to 2 PM DJ at the Samsung booth because that's CES.
Sure.
Like fucking sing me some Journey, man. Steve Aoki's the tits. We'll end with this one because this was a good one because this also like the friends that I was with on this one were like, you are a fucking celebrity magnet. And I was like, I just keep like, I don't know. I just put out those vibes and sometimes they come back. I don't know. And I'm constantly looking for it. So I'm meeting up with some friends in New York. We're going to go have dinner in the West Village. And one of the friends that I'm meeting up with lives like around the corner from this place. Fantastic Italian place. And she's like, I know Bradley Cooper lives in this neighborhood. Like, I know he lives around me because I've heard the rumors. We've seen him like around. I've seen some of the pictures, celebrity pictures of like, so
no, I don't know this one.
You don't know this one. All right. So I'm going to meet up with my Italy friends and we make this reservation. She's like, I know Bradley Cooper lives in my neighborhood. Like I've been dying to, he's like the celebrity I'm dying to see since moving here. And we are about to walk into the restaurant and who comes out his front fucking door, crosses right in front of us and goes into a cab? Bradley fucking Cooper. And they're all like, all of us stopped in the street. And one of these friends of ours is a celebrity himself. Like not like no, if I dropped his name here, no one would really know him, but he's like the #1 Broadway journalist in New York. So he's who I get all my Broadway recommendations from now. And Jane Krakowski, I dropped his name to him or to her, and she knows him because she had just been on his show. And even he like stops in the street and he's like, God damn, how do you keep doing this? Like my friend she was like, for a year, I've lived here for a year. I've never seen him. He walked out his front door, locked the door, walked right in front of us and got in a cab. And everyone was like,
why wasn't I not with you? I would have started speaking French and then he would have talked to us.
Oh, I love when he speaks French. His French is so beautiful. people.
It's actually not that great, but you know.
I don't care.
I know, but I'm an asshole, and I'll be like, I'd probably.
But it's also your
him.
first language. It's not his.
It's my yeah, that's true. But I'd still correct him. I'd still be an asshole. I'd be like, that's not the right tense, buddy.
That's fine.
Oh, honey. I'd be like, oh, honey, that's not.
Like to see this, like, you know, Philly white boy speak French. With a pretty good accent.
No, his accent is clear. Like, so if he would walk around in Paris, unless he made certain mistakes, like you wouldn't be able to. Fine. Yeah. So he's Bradley Cooper. So you fucking know who Bradley fucking Cooper is. I cannot believe this.
I can't believe I haven't told you that one.
I thought we knew each other. I thought we knew each other.
He just fucking like walked out, and we were like, "I'm sorry, who did you say you wanted to see again in this neighborhood?" So, and actually, like while we were at dinner, what was funny is one of the friends of ours was like, so my husband and I had just left Bemelman's at the Carlisle, which is where where all the celebrities stay for the Met, because it's like right there in Bemelman's, super famous bar. That's a great place to go for a celebrity sighting. We went in like the middle of the day, so we figured like that wasn't going to happen. While we're at dinner, he and I had left Bemelman's just like an hour or two before to like go to this dinner. And our friend gets a text and he's like, "This is fucking insane. You guys just left. My friend is now at Bemelman's." And he said, "Bill Murray just fucking walked." So like, that wasn't my celebrity sighting, but they're like, I don't know why, like you just have this like celebrity magnet around you. And I'm like, I don't get it either, but like, I'm fine with it. Cause I'll keep doing the stories. Like,
damn girl.
Yeah. I almost forgot about that one too. That was a good one. But you and I will have to keep, because one of the nights, I think our celebratory dinner nights, we'll either do it Friday night or we'll do it for our celebratory dinner night. It's one of my husband's favorite restaurants in New York. It's a steakhouse. Yes. And it's a place where like there could be potential celebrity sightings at. So we'll keep our eyes peeled next
Wonderful.
month. And maybe we'll get to come back with a Linda's 6 Degrees of Linda.
Oh my God. That would be such a great, like, you know, closing arc for this, to be like, hey, I'm actually noticing my surroundings.
Yes.
Appropriately. All right, friendos. Well, this is always enlightening because for some reason, even though we talk on like 10 different apps, I still didn't know that you saw fucking Bradley Cooper, as they say.
Je suis désolée.
Are you though?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you about it. I'm sorry this is the first thing about it.
Désolé, not désolé. Like that's like, you know.
Désolé, non désolé.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so we are this is fun and light, but we're about to get dark. Because you know what? We want to have the full range of emotion. And next week we have our doc is in. And I think we talked about this, but we're going dark, friends. We're going dark. I have not started it. I've not started watching it, so I don't know.
That's okay. We got time.
I'm gonna do it. It's Blackfish, right?
Yes.
And I don't know why I wanted to say Blackfin.
Because it's orcas. Like either one would work.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna watch Blackfish and we're gonna talk about it. You guys are welcome to stop it. We'll talk about it, but I will persevere. It's not extremely Linda approved, but you know, I think sometimes we have to bear witness to things that are difficult and talk about them. And that's all I'll say, because otherwise I'm gonna psych myself out of.
No. But there will be moments where I'm actually very intrigued to get your perspective on it, because I do actually feel like there will be moments where you'll be like, fuck yeah.
All right, good. I think those moments will carry me through. They will carry me through.
You'll know what I mean when you see it.
I bet. I'll be like,
it's rough though. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I bet.
You're warned.
But we'll make it. We'll do it. Much like most of life, you make it through. It's sad. It's funny. Find moments that make you get through it.
That's right.
And maybe a celebrity sighting or two, as long as Elaine is
your
with
eyes
you.
Peeled.
As long as Elaine is with you. Well, and on that note, Elaine, take us out.
Stay interesting.